This episode is brought to you by Microsoft Azure. Turn your ideas into reality with an Azure free account. Get everything you need to develop apps across cloud and hybrid environments, scale workloads, create cloud-connected mobile experiences, and so much more. Discover what you can create with popular services free for 12 months. Learn more at azure.com. That's AZURE.com. And sign up for a free account to start building in the cloud today.
Welcome to Sarah Talk Solutions, and ladies and gentlemen, you tune in a bit of a different type of show. Our goal in our show is to shine on the light of American open wounds, showcase those urgently attempting to stop the bleeding, and hopefully inspire some folks to undercover opportunities to do the same. Greetings, I should say g'day. Welcome to another week of Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblock@sarahtalks.com, drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. I'm Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email at theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You can DM me there. Guys, as I'm saying, and I always say, always one step forward, or in my case, one screen forward, or one script forward, one step forward, depending on how you look at it. You must, and just, I know that right now we are going through some crazy times, some things are changing, or a lot of things are changing. Just, you have to, one script at a time, one scene at a time, one, foot at a time. Just, take it easy in a sense of just, have a good plan of action in a sense of, keep your mind or your positive mind frame in check, because it's important because of the craziness what's going on out in the good old La La Land. Welcome to Sarah B, and I'm your host. Sit back and let me take on an impactful journey as I introduce you to today's new brand of American hero. You can jump on my socials, which is my IG, Aussie_Sarah_LA. You can find me on the best digital radio station in the nation, which is The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can shoot me a text, 818-963-9183. You'll listen, and also you can shoot me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. You can find me 24/7 on The Block, which is the best digital radio station in the nation. You're listening to Sarah Talks Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the best digital radio station in the nation, the Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, I have an interesting topic that I thought I would discuss with you, in a sense of it can be a touch and go, depending on who you talk to, who do you speak to, what's your environment, what's going around you, especially if you live in like big cities, you tend to hear things, everything I should say, and the walls are really, really just thin. And I'm one of these people that I like for things to be just on a normal scale, like not too loud. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Yes, I would like to hear your feedback on what is loud and what is quiet. As I said, depending on the settings, depending on the surroundings. I'd love to hear from you. You can drop me an email at theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. As we're talking about volume, what's loud, what's quiet, sometimes it can be a little overstimulating, sometimes it'd be too quiet, you can't hear the person, or sometimes when you're out and about, when people are actually on their phones and they're on speakerphone and everyone has to listen to your conversations. I don't know, that to me, that really just, it's not needed. There's a time and a place for this. But hey, this is the US, but it's just how it is. Just people are just loud, and it can be annoying, at the best time, sometimes at the worst of times. You're listening to Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. You're listening to Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. Sit back and let me take you on an impactful journey as I introduce you to today's new brand of American hero. You can drop me an email, theblog@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, the topic, which, I'm just going to kind of devour into, which is volume. You know what I mean? Like, it's just interesting. The volume definition and meaning. The meaning of volume is the degree of loudness or intensity of sound. Also, loudness, how to use it in a sentence. So it's just, it's interesting, the volume is measured of regions of, three-dimensional space. It is often quantified numerically under SI, derived units, or by various imperial of the US customary. So, what is the meaning? What's the true definition? What's the real meaning of it? That, as I said, a mass of quantity, especially a large quantity or something. Or a volume of male, amount of total, a volume of sales, the degree of sound intensity. The volume is defined as a space occupied within boundaries of three-dimensional solid. Master the, formulas of the volume measured of different. You know what I mean? It's saying here, get an artist, a venue or a creator on, a volume, broadcast your music, curate your subscription, and build your communities. You know what I mean? So, there is, as I said, everyone has their own personalities, they have their own quirks. Mine is like, there's a time and a place. Like, if you're out and about and if you're in a pub, sure. Or, you doing happy hour, yes. But there is always a time and a place for the volume to be up and to be down. By all means, I'd love you to, drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com, drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sara_LA. You're listening to Sara Talk Solutions. You can sit back and just let me take you on an impactful journey as I introduce you to today's new brand of American hero. We're talking about volume, as such. What's your version of volume? Sometimes it can be too loud, sometimes it can be too quiet. It all depends where you are, what your settings. As such, it's just interesting, I don't mind loudness, but there's sometimes where I'm just like, oh, can you just put a sock in it? Like, honestly, man, like it's just, some people just have that, voice where they just naturally don't need to project. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And if you're in like a work environment or a confined space, oh boy, it can actually just, it becomes annoying and it can make your blood boil, if you just have to listen to it, hours of a time, you know what I mean? Like, we're not designed to kind of like, have a conversation where we're, just in arm's length, where everyone needs to hear what you have to say. But hey, it all depends on the person, depending on the settings. As such, I'm all about, you can adjust the volume as such. And the reason why I'm laughing is that it's just interesting when I do have conversations with different people where it's just sometimes loud, sometimes quiet, sometimes louder, and sometimes they feel like they have to compete. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, just give it a break. Just tone down a bit. You know what I mean? I would love for you to, drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is my IG, which is Aussie_Sara_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talks Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, we are talking about volume. Oh my gosh, I just find it so funny because sometimes when I do say and I tell people, just shut the hell up, you know what I mean? And they're just like, not realizing that, it comes across, me, I don't want to say harsh, but I'm just like, when it's loud, it's loud. The loudness is a subjective measure of how intensely our hair perceive a sound. Volume is a measure of physical aptitude of sound wave, gain in a scale, multiplier affecting the sound to aptitude and being processed. So, my question to you, how do we measure volume loudness? That's it's an interesting question. You know what I mean? The intensity of the sound is the power of the sound in the watts divided by the area in the sound covered in square meters. The loudness of the sound relates the intensity of a given sound to the intensity of the threshold of the hearing. So it's actually measured by dB, decibels, and I'm just like, whoa, like in a sense of, like as I said, there's times, like a couple of weekends ago, it was actually the Memorial Long Weekend, I had an ear infection, and oh my goodness, it was like hearing out of one ear. Oh, it throws you, and not only that, you just have that throbbing just behind the ear, which was the right ear, where it was like, what is up with this? I had, some medication. I had to have a nasal spray, and it was horrible. Like, I was just like, how is this happening? Why is this happening? This is just intense, like intense. Like, I just wasn't expecting it, and I obviously pushed through, but I was keeping myself busy because it was just annoying, and it was just like that constant just throbbing, and I was like, what is this about? Drop me an email if you have any situations like loudness, if you're in quiet places or quiet spaces where you hear everything. You can drop me an email, theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Yeah, as I said, we're talking about the loudness of, the good old volume. Drop me an email or drop me a text because I'd love to hear what you have to say. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, we're talking about volume and loudness. How do we measure loudness? Is the volume in the loudness of the sound? It's always interesting to know, what's your definition of loud? The loudness versus volume. Loudness is a noise level perceived by an individual, whereas volume is absolutely the noise level that can be significantly measured. For example, if you have a family watching a movie together and the TV volume is the same for everyone in the room. So that's just an example as such. Yeah. You're listening to Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, I am interested to hear your point of view of food portions. I just know the serving out in the US is just like, oh my goodness, I can't eat everything. I've always kept my portions small, and it's just crazy how here in the US the serving is just next level, and I can never get used to it. Food portions, just enough for you. So match portion size by serving size to get the most from your money you spend on packaged food. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't eat packaged food. Try eating more serving size, as such. I'm home cooked. I'm very, very, very yummy home cooked. Hands-on or home cooking is just the best. In that sense, I just don't like, the fast food that goes on in this crazy, crazy country where you just like, you can't eat all that. That's a lot. You just can't. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just crazy in a sense of no way. Like, there is just too much of, I don't know, just eat in moderation. But hey, not in the USA. It is crazy. In a sense of just, it is just crazy. It's just like, I just don't know Just the good old serving and the size. What is a serving size of food? A serving or a serving size is the amount of food listed on the product's nutritional facts label or food label. Different products have different serving sizes. Sizes can be measured in cups, ounces, grams, pieces, sizes, slices, or numbers, such as 3 crackers. As I said, the serving out here is just pretty big. You're listening to Miss Sarah B, and I'm your host. So sit back and let me take you on an impactful journey as I introduce you to today's new brand of American hero. You can drop me an email at theblock@sarahtalks.com, drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're talking about the good old American food serving portions. Oh boy, how do you measure your food servings? Use your hand or other everyday objects to measure portion size. 1 serving of meat or poultry in the palm of your hand or a deck of cards. 1 3-ounce of 84 grams serving of fish is in the checkbook. 1 cup or 1/2 cup 40 grams of ice cream in a tennis ball. 1 serving of cheese in a pair of dice. So it's all there. Like as I said, good old, Google, where you can Google it all and you can have everything there. What is food size service? Serving size in the amount of specific food or drink that people typically consume. Serving sizes on set by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, found at the top of the nutritional facts labels on packages, foods and drinks to help consumers make informed choices. Yes, making informed and good choices. You don't need to overeat, to overcompensate. Sometimes I know you want to be naughty and you just want more extra ice cream, or maybe you want extra, a serving of food, which is good. Every now and then that's good, but not every day. Not every day. It's important to eat in moderation because it's not good for you long term. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, we're talking about food servings, food portions, portion sizes versus serving size. You know, the American Heart Association, you know, how much, you know, are serving sizes. You know, a serving size is a standard amount of food, such as a cup or an ounce. Serving sizes can help you when choosing food when you're comparing similar items with shopping, but they are not recommended for how much certain food to eat. So, you know, it depending on, you know, how much is it. So a cup or an ounce, you know, what is the standard size? So serving size or standard portion size is determined by the FDA for each food that is based on the amount of food persons which typically eat in sitting. It is not an amount that necessarily ideal for you and does not give you information about what you should eat in a healthy diet. So, you know, what is the 5-20 rule? So daily value, percentage of the daily value, which is the DV, can help you. Figure out the food is high or low in nutrients. Use the 5-20 rule. So if you have a percentage DV, which is 5 or less than the low in its nutrient, if its percentage DV is 20% or more than the high nutrient. So yeah, that's a good old 5-20 rule. So you can, you know, break down and understand, you know, the size, the portion size. You know, what is a proper food portion? So a clenched fist is about 1 cup. So that's good to know. And the amount, you know, the experts recommend for portions of pasta is rice, cereal, and vegetables and fruit. A meat portion should be about as big as your palm. Limit the amount of added fats like butter, mayo, and salad dressing in, you know, to the size of the top of your thumb. So that's always good to know this. You know, how do you calculate the serving size of homemade food? Oh, yes. I love homemade food. How do you calculate that? To determine the sizing, you weigh the food and divide it by the number of servings. Many recipes can provide the recommendation of serving size. I know when I make a yummy, fresh, you know, bowl of pasta or, you know, some steak or just yummy, good food, sometimes I'm a little naughty, but it's just so yummy home cooked food. It's just, the body is just, now you're feeding me. Now you're really feeding me. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email at theblog.sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You can drop me a DM there. We're talking about portion sizes, you know, what is over, like what's too much. You know, portion size, you know, like it's just like so many, you know, what is the standard service, what is the standard serve size? So a standard serve is 30, say, the standard serve is about 75 grams, which is about 100 to 350 kilojoules, or half a cup of cooked greens or orange vegetables, for example, broccoli, spinach, carrots, or pumpkin. Half a cup of cooked, dried, or canned beans, peas, or lentils, preferably with no salt. Yes. 1 cup of greeny leaf or raw salad vegetables. So yeah, about 75 or I should say 75 grams as such. All this food talking is just actually making me hungry, in a sense of it's interesting how you can kind of overindulge. Does eating serving size help you lose weight? So research have shown that people almost always eat more food when offered a larger portion. So the portion control is important when you're trying to lose weight and keep it off. A portion, that is the amount of food that put in your plate. What's a portion side of salad? So for salad and raw greens, aim for portions that equally about 2 baseballs. With cooked vegetables, with like broccoli, each portion should be a size about 1 baseball. So that's good. I like how they got the baseball visually, because sometimes it is just reading it or talking about it, you just so you're listening to Miss Sarah B. I'm your host. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You can drop me a DM, tell me what your thoughts about portion size. I know each country have different sizes and different servings. I know over here, which is just always bigger, and a lot of people keep saying, how do you stay so skinny, or how do you stay so slim? And I'm like, well, I don't eat American crap. I don't eat fast food. Every time I try to eat, or when I do, I don't know what they cook it in, but it just goes right through me, and it's not fun. You know what I mean? The toilet, which it becomes a best friend, which is not fun to be around, and it's not a good feeling. I like this. How do I reduce my stomach fat? 8 ways to lose belly fat and live a healthier life. 1, try curbing carbs instead of fats. 2, think eating plan, not diet. 3, keep moving. 4, lift weights. 5, become a label reader. 6, move away from processed food. 7, focus on the way the clothes fit more than reading a scale. 8, hang out with health-focused friends. So that's always a good way to kind of, maintain, good old healthy eating habits. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Drop me a DM, and I love to hear from you every time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only, the best digital radio station in the nation, The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, I hope that you're having a good week. I hope everything is going all good. As such, I want you just to be mindful of just to take it easy. It's allowed to have downtime. I'm saying this out loud because it's a reminder for myself, because I am go. As such. So just, you need to look after yourself. There's, go to the beach, go for a walk, go for a workout, a cycle, even sometimes a walk, cup of coffee, make a phone call, a text, whatever works for you guys. It's always, just be mindful, you need to relax and take it easy on yourself. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, I love and I cannot wait to talk about this next, topic, internet bot. What is the internet bot to you? Like, we see it, we know it, it's around, the cute little, cartoons, or little cute little, artworks. But what is it? An internet bot, a robot or simple bot is a software application that runs automatically tasks on the internet. Usually they intend to emit human activity, such as messaging on a large scale. So yeah, that kind of explains a lot. Yeah, so it's an anonymous program on an internet or other network that interact with systems of users. So what is known as a bot? A bot is an automated software application that performs repetitive tasks over a network. It follows specific instructions to emit human behavior. but it's faster and more accurate. And a bot can also run independently without a human, intervention. So, it's just how it is these days. Everything is just run by bot. I'm still about humans, but hey, it's just a good old technology. It's just getting the best of us, and it's just taking over, and we cannot remove it. So unfortunately, it is here to stay. Drop me an email, theblog@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sara_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. I'm Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, drop me a message, or in my DMs, Aussie_Sara_LA. We're talking about the good old bot. What does the bot mean to you? In a sense of, it's just how it is. It's not going it's not going anywhere fast or anytime soon. So, what does the bot mean in social media? So, broadly speaking, social media bots are automated programs used to engage in social media. These bots behave in either partial or fully autonomous fashion, and is often designed to mimic human behavior or human users. While social media bots exist, many social media bots are used to be dishonest and nefarious ways. So it's just interesting, what the bot is and what it does. What bot in humans, the human bot fly is native, which this is obviously in Central South America. The fly is not known for transmit disease causing pythons, but a larvae of which will infest this is a different type of bot, and that kind of stuff. What bots in humans? We're talking about bots for the humans, like robots, computer, like the software itself, just like that didn't look right at all. You're listening to Miss Sarah B. You can drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sara_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@saratalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to one and only The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sara_LA. We're talking about the good old bot, the robots. What are bots and how they work, and intelligence independent chatbots use machines learning to learn from human inputs and scan for valuable keywords that it can trigger an interaction. So, the good old, the robot itself, the internet bot, web bot, robot, or simply a bot is an abbreviation of robot. It is a software application that runs automatically or automatic tasks. So it's here to stay. We can't get away. We can't run from it. We just got to learn to accept it. In a sense of, it's just not here. It's not going anywhere too soon, too fast. It's just here. What is a bot? A bot is an automated software, as we all know. What is a bot and how can we use, or could it cause harm? A bot is referred to an application that programs to perform certain tasks. Bot can run on their own, following the instructions given without needing it. So that's good to know. It'll be nice for them, to have a bot, just accidentally, put a few $1 million into my account. That would be really, really nice. Can that be a good accident? Can the bot do that? In a sense of, everything's all computerized and everything's, robot. Why can't you do that kind of type of mistake? Put a couple of million in my account. That would be awesome. Wouldn't that? And it will go a long way. As I said, what's another word for bot? Definition for a bot: a noun, a mechanism that can move automatically. Synonyms, which is automations, golem or robot. Types are android, humanoids, and mechanical man. So that's always just interesting to know. What's the good old differences of all these types of different bots? This is a good question. Is ChatGPT a bot? ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence, it's an AI chatbot that uses natural language processing, create human-like conversation dialogue. What is the bot behavior? Bots are automated, which means they run accordingly to the instructions without a human, users needing a manual start them up every time. But bots often emit or replace human users' behavior. Technically, they do repetitive tasks, and they're much faster than a human user cloud or a human user could do. So the good old bot, the good old bot. Welcome to Sarah Talk Solutions. You're listening to me, Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email at theblogsarahtalks.com. That's my email. Yep. Oh boy. You can drop me an email at theblogsarahtalks.com. Drop me a text 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. We're talking about the good old bots. What can they do, or what are they? What's their real purpose? But it's just how it is these days. They just, what is the literal meaning of a bot? It can mean something is literal a robot. It can mean someone has a bad task. You're bad at a video game, you're a bot. It means something like it's a scam, a robot. This person's calling you a bot, telling to sell you something. or a lot of customer service numbers leads to straight bots instead. So it all depends on your interpretation and your understanding. So what is an example of a bot? Example of bots are well-known services which use bots include instant messenger apps such as Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Slack. Chat bots such as Google Assistant and Siri. The World Health Organization built a bot on a WhatsApp to share public information related to the corona pandemic. Oh boy, we do not want to relive that, because that was something that just took a lot. You're listening to Sarah B, and I'm your host. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You're listening to Sarah Talk Solutions. You can drop me an email, theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. You're listening to the best digital radio station in the nation, The Block 105 Radio. Guys, by all means, you can drop me an email, you can drop me a text, you can jump on my IG. I always love to hear, from my listeners, what they're about, what they're doing, what works, what doesn't work as such. And also trying to stay, as I would say, one script at a time, one scene at a time, 1 foot at a time, depending on where you are in life, what's going on. As much it can be crazy, it can be, overwhelming. Sometimes it can be, a little scary, but you just got to be able just to take a few steps back. I know sometimes it's hard because, hey, it's me. It's hard because I was the same. Like I had a situation with my car where I actually, unfortunately, hit my tires, and I was driving around with a flat tire, but I knew that I needed to get some tires. So I had to go out and get a whole set of 4 tires. Fun. But hey, I know that's the universe is saying to you, you need to just take it easy and slow down. Oh boy, talk about tough lessons, and some things, sometimes it is, I am stubborn and I do not want to listen. You're listening to Sarah B. You can drop me an email at theblock@sarahtalks.com. Drop me a text, 818-963-9183. You're listening to the one and only The Block 105 Radio every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Guys, I hope that you have an amazing, awesome week. Please stay safe, stay, positive, just take one day at a time, one script at a time, one scene at a time. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. By all means, you can, reach out. You can drop me an email. You can drop me a text. You're listening to the one and only, the best radio station in the nation, The Block 105 Radio, every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, you can jump on my socials, which is Aussie_Sarah_LA. Stay safe, stay in tune, stay in sync, just look after yourself till next show. Please stay safe and take care of yourself.
Have you ever wondered what actually happens in Congress every day? Stay informed on Capitol Hill's daily happenings with a concise, factual summary of the Senate and House of Representatives' activities from the previous session, free from bias, on the Congressional Record Daily Digest podcast. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and discover the process from the heart of U.S. politics. The Congressional Record Daily Digest, an Electricast production.
Electricast. Hi, it's me, Flo. Remember me from Ghost Hampton, the podcast? I was secretly in love with Lyle Hall. Well, now I'm dead and loving it. But let's talk about you. If you loved listening to Ghost Hampton, you can now spend the summer in the Hamptons. The original episodes are back, and now new episodes will be dropping every Friday. I may drop in too, just to make Lyle feel guilty. Ghost Hampton, the podcast, is now streaming everywhere.